It's the weekend, it's time to party. Call your best friends, pop Nirvani. It's a paradise, it's a wonderland. You know what's going on, and I understand. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Body on, body on, body on, body on fire. Body on, body on, body on, body on fire. Body on. We gon' freak all night. We gon' stay all night. We gon' play and fight. Body on 10, never seen a finer. I'm about to slide right up beside you. Cause you so hot, you make fire. I'm not here to waste your time. I'm not here to waste your time. No, no, no. You're my love drug. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Love drug. Come and fill me up. It's the weekend. It's time to party. Call your best friends. Pop Nirvani. It's a paradise. It's a wonderland. You know what's going on, and I understand. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Body on, body on, body on, body on fire. Body on, body on, body on, body on fire. Body on. You should be my pusher. You should be my dealer. Be my doctor, my mechanic, and my hope. You're my love drug. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Love drug. Come and fill me up. It's the weekend. It's time to party. Call your best friends. Pop Nirvani. It's a paradise. It's a wonderland. You know what's going on, and I understand. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Body on, body on, body on, body on fire. Body on, body on, body on, body on fire. Body on.
Yo, what up, what up, what up? How you guys doing? Hopefully I got all my stuff dialed in for today. We get our microphone fixed. We get every day it's getting a little better, you know what I mean? We got our wine today. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna open a really cool song. That was the song we were just listening to right now. Cheers to that. Nirvani, every day is a weekend. Even on a Monday, it's a weekend. It got the best part of every day is the weekend. Come on. Cheers to Caleb Jermaine. He got a crazy record on that one, man. We actually got a good amount of songs out too, so well coming out. That's one that we got dropped. We got a good amount of songs coming out, so that's I'm gonna be opening all the records that I got that are already out for you guys to go listen to and to check out, and basically just to have an understanding of like having a beat on an artist and why they pick a beat and blah blah blah, the mix, the breakdown, the whole thing, you know what I mean? So we're gonna keep on keeping it moving and keeping it flowing. Let's have a little cheers first of all. Let's look at the camera. I keep looking at the screen. I'm checking out. I'm getting ready to dial it in. So cheers, you know, to 2021. Hopefully we have no more fuck shit. No more fuck shit for the new year. Come on. Cheers. What do I got? I got some spiced apple wine. I don't know if I can. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna. It's so delicious. It's so delicious. But yeah, so I guess let's go ahead and head over here. Yeah, well, here's the session. You know, a lot of the stuff I do is in Ableton. You guys already know that. So, oh yeah, first of all, I'm Nick Joy. 100 Million did that. I need my little effects panel so I can hit all my trigger my little sounds and stuff every time I do something. So I guess let's get going. I really like this beat. It's such a like a upbeat type of dancey feeling record. It's a really cool one, man. So it's not really a dance record. It's kind of like an R&B record, but it's still got like a whole little thing going on. So, you know, let's go ahead and I guess we'll run it down one time real quick, just the instrumental by itself, and then we'll jump in it like we do, like the same little process we've been doing. So let's see here. Open stuff up, we'll move around, we'll just take a quick listen and then we'll jump into it. Man, I really love this song. There it pretty much is. That's the whole beat. It ain't one thing you're gonna see is there's a definite theme to making modern music with an artist. You know what I mean? Is the beats are simple. They're not EDM productions. They're not dance music productions with 8 million channels and 10 years of mixing into them. And it don't gotta be like that no more. You know what I mean? It's like a misconception. Some of the best beats you'll ever hear by producers, some of the biggest producers in the world, they're done in 20 minutes, a half hour, sometimes faster. You know what I mean? And that mix, sometimes that 2-track will be what goes on the damn album nowadays. So it's just about the vibe and do you feel the emotion of the song? So it's just kind of jump into I guess we'll go straight to the drums. That seems to be what we've been doing lately. See, yeah, let's get in here. Let's kind of just break it down a little bit. Always nice little crashes. I always love to add some like real crashes on top of everything. And here's a good example. I've always been doing this. I'm not a big CLA plugin guy, but CLA Unplugged is my favorite plugin for textures and sounds and stuff like that. Matter of fact, I've been misquoting on some of the other stuff. This is the one I use. It's CLA Unplugged. I'll use this all over my sounds, textures, my top end of my drums. Not my hi-hats, but my crashes and my splashes and stuff like that I want to create atmosphere with, because it's like I could use 3 plugins to get the same effect, or one, you know. We'll even take it off real fast. It just adds enough little texture and atmosphere to a sound that it kind of gives you space to really let the artist do their thing, which is the main objective of making modern music, you know. It isn't about you, the producer. It's about the artist and the song. You know what I mean? Most of the time, it's not even about the artist. If you break it all the way down, it's about the song. So it's about serving that song to the greatest good, and whatever artist that song wants to gravitate to or come through, then that's what's going to happen. And if you, the producer, are smashing all your ideas and all your techniques and putting your whole tool bag into every single song, then you know you're not leaving a lot of room for the concept and the idea to find the artist, you know. So let's keep moving. Just, you know, straight up little swooshy dooshy, same thing going on. What do we got here? Same stuff, man. It's not too complicated here. This plugin is, I'm telling you, it's a cheat code plugin. CLA Unplugged. I've been using this thing for years, 7 years. I don't know, like 8. Since it's been out, I've been using this thing on these same type of applications. A little textures, your lead stuff, your stuff that doesn't need full body to it, that you can just literally kind of create atmosphere in tone with. It's really not even doing the most in the world. It's just doing enough to do its job, you know? That's all you want. It's setting it down in there. It's killing some frequencies that don't need to be in there. And it's just creating space. That's all it's doing. Same thing. Probably got, oh, yeah, cool. This is just little chimes ready to go. So many sounds. We're living 2021, you guys. So many sounds come ready to go. We're dealing with most of the producers and people who make sound packs nowadays. They have a lot of mixing background. They know what they're doing. So when you get a sound, sometimes you're not going to have to spend 40 minutes EQing a snare or something because it's literally ready to go. It's like how the climate of how that sound needs to sound already. So don't go ahead and do yourself a disservice by trying to recreate the wheel. You know what I mean? And that sucker's just in there. To be honest with you, one thing about this song is I did this one probably like a year and a half ago or so. And I just moving. I wasn't even doing the stuff I was doing nowadays. So, and it still is a dope record, you know? Yeah. Just a little cut up, little loop, you know? One thing that I like to do too, just to give you guys a little idea, is you'll see there's main markers cut out of this whole loop everywhere. There's not giving it a chance to really add to the texture or tonality of the clap or snare in the record. It's not. I'm kind of like taking that whatever would be in that loop and giving it space because you can, as you can see, we're already doing our thing right here. You know, we bounced our whole drum racks down. We got this little hit. It would be so just extra. It doesn't need to be there. You know. It's about making space and stuff in reality, you know. And it's so simple. Most all your sounds you're gonna want to pass like this, so you're leaving room for the low end. You're gonna want your kick and your bass to do the job down there, and a lot of your synth work too. That low mid is such a ignored frequency. Sometimes people will just have all this amazing mid in high frequency and then a sub, and then there's like this big gap in the record that you can actually fill in because that's not where the vocal lives most of the time. So you can really kind of do a lot of work in leaving textures down there and stuff like that, but you want to trim as much of that low out as you can to make room for that bass though and those kicks, especially in modern music because you're dealing with 808s, you're dealing with bass. Sometimes you got a record that wants a little bit of a bass line and an 808 and a kick, so you kind of got to like prioritize what sound is going to create the character of that low end and kind of trim out the other stuff, you know. I mean, even to just keep it going and you take a look, if we just take this off. Oh, sorry. There's a lot of freaking low end in that. Like, that's not... It's just conflicting with everything else in the song, you know? Yeah, but there it is. That funky little 808 drum machine roll, little ping pong poom. Notice so far, that's the first real, like, movement in the drums. Everything else has been those crashes and that little chimes, which is add a little triangle at the end, huh? But everything else is just, it's so simple. There's not a lot of elements. Tambourine, come on, tambourine, man. It's the type of record where, in my opinion, tambourines always make me feel good. They always uplift me. They're always like, I wouldn't use a tambourine in a super dark record that's like a Bryson Tiller R&B type of trap record. Maybe, I mean, I would, there's no rules, but tambourines typically are like in church. They're a good feeling. They bring the spirit up, and this record was so cool that before it had the tambourine in it, we kind of didn't have that same energy. Like, you can feel it. It's cool. It wants to do something. But in those hooks and those drops, man, we gotta praise the Lord with the tambourine. Come on. Give me a tambourine, man. Come on. Easy. What do we got so far? We got a percussion loop. Nice little 80s vibe, little electro boogie, and then nice little tambourine. And then this is simple stuff too. This is a little perk loop. Well, shots. We bounce it down to a loop, but simple. Little. That's just creating space, texture. That's actually your rhythm, your ghost rhythm, your little syncopation. So you take it out and you don't get that. You want that bounce. Gotta have that bounce. Sometimes the bounce is literally adding another drum hit in one spot. It's not switching all these things around. You can really find out where it is when you listen to the music and you're not inside of the program and you're inside of your spirit and you're hearing the music just move to how you would move. It's like boom, 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 boom. That's how you would move. So then you go and find that spot where your body wants to move. It ain't typically where you're trying to be in your head. One thing that I can't stand is when producers are like, "Well, I'm hearing this. I'm hearing this. I'm hearing this. I'm hearing this. Hold on, bro. I'm hearing this. I'm hearing this." I'm like, "Okay, that's cool. Are you feeling anything? You're not moving. You're sitting there clicking and doing things. Like you need to be feeling the music. You need to be letting it come through you and you'll find the basic movement is the best movement. That's the pocket of the song. It isn't you're searching for the pocket and it's, oh, where is it? Up, down, left, right. No, the basic first instinct of how you move to it, if you have some rhythm, hopefully you have rhythm. So when you move to the beat, that will be your first pocket. And you know that's what the artists are going to look for. They're going to look for a pocket in a beat so they can hear themselves and fit their concept inside of the record. It isn't about your production again. It's about creating moments for people to hear and tell a story on if you want to make modern music, you know. There's a big difference between making a record for yourself in your own indulgence and going crazy and wanting to put that out as an instrumental or whatever, or maybe you're a producer that wants to work with artists and you have that problem. You might be doing too much inside of your songs. You might be adding too many if you have a lead, an electro piano, and then you have a synthesizer, and then you have another counter melody with this like some plucks, and then you try to put a regular piano, you're already going crazy. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't need to. Modern music for artists, pop music, trap music, R&B, unless you're getting into live bands and stuff. We'll get into all that stuff later on, but it's about creating a bed that can net a concept. That's all you're trying to do is hold an emotion. You're not trying to force the emotion like I made this beat and it's going to be so sick because the beat's sick. Dude, you're not understanding what making music for artists is about if that's where your motivation is all about. I'm dope. This is dope. They're going to like this no matter what. There's so many incredible dope ass sonically pleasing beats that get skipped all the time in studio sessions by writers and artists because of this reason right here, space. Keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving and grooving. Let's have this little apple wine, apple little spritzer, apple cinnamon. Wet my beak there. Okay, wait, you know what? We're gonna keep it moving, but I am also gonna switch this guy over real quick. Cause you know what time it is when you see that, man. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. We're gonna keep it moving, but you know exactly what time it is when you see my dog. Alright, let me switch back over. Let me calm it down. Let me keep this PG-13. So now we're gonna jump in. Where we at? Where we at? We're in the drum still. We're in the drum still. Yep, come on. I bet too. I haven't been in this record in like a year, but I bet these are all very similar. No. Oh, yep. Come on, man. Look it. It's just like a darker version of this. That's just a little bit more sting to it. That's your flam, your scrape, your kind of off-time land in the clap. You don't want drums to land like perfectly on each other all the time. If you even take a look at these transients, take a look at how these are hitting you guys. Like, we all should know shuffle. We all should know swing by now. But one thing that I think a lot of people think when they stack drums is they got to stack the drum and you're making this thing. You want to create a human being element inside of your program music. So you want to swing stuff. You want stuff to be off time. You want to use different techniques. You listen to these snares by themselves. Excuse me. You listen to these snares and claps by themselves. Let's even throw this little tam. No, let's take the tam out of there. Just having fun. Too much fun with a tambourine, man. You know, that's why it has that instead of kink, kink, kink. It's like dunk, 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 dunk. That's not what we're looking for. We're not making polka. We're making pop music. Come on. We're not making polka. We're making pop music. Come on. Let's take a look what we did to these little sounds too. This is a nice little guy. It's been bounced down, but I'll tell you what was probably on there too was a saturator, and then and this. That's it. Probably that is it. And we're pulling out. Why are we pulling out some 1K? Because we got, look at one. We got a perk on there. We got this is our sliding clap. Then we got two. We got a lower frequency and a higher frequency of the same sound, basically creating this one clap. So we're gonna pull out some 1K. We're gonna trim it. We're gonna create. Not gonna just stack it all there and expect it to sound good. Paint a picture. If you put 3 different colors over the same spot on a piece of paper, it's just not gonna blend. You know, you want to blend it. Your EQ is basically like your blender. It's just a blender. That's all it is. Let me tell you guys too, man. There's not a lot you can't get accomplished with a good EQ, and these are raw. That's what it's about. Finding the sound. This was EQ'd and trimmed. This probably just had a filter added to it, a little baby filter. See what I'm saying? Let's back up. Pattern's so simple too, you know what I mean? It's just breaking the song apart as it moves forward. That's what's creating the arrangement. Yeah. And those sounds, let me tell you guys too, I know a lot of my old peers and from my past life in electronic music, everybody's so worried about this is the best sound in the world and how is it made and the quality, sound quality of sonics, so this snare drum needs to be optimal to where it came from a diamond. You're like, dude, who gives a shit? Nobody fucking cares. Choose good sounds for sure. I'm not saying don't start with shit. If you start with shit, your stuff's gonna sound like shit. But start with sounds that are ready to go, man. Don't think just because you EQ'd 18 hours on your snare drum or your drum set, the whole world's gonna appreciate that. They're honestly not gonna give a shit. They're gonna go, cool, man, right on, cool. Does it sound good? Well, I'm gonna use this one because I like how this one sounds. And you're like, whoa, wait a minute, I spent so much time on this snare sound. It's not about an individual element of your song, man. That's what a lot of dance music guys, they're stuck on that. They're stuck on focusing in on how the kick sounds, how just this sound. They're not hearing their whole song as one element. So when you hear it, everything sounds so amazing, but it will sound plastic. It will have no heart. It will have no soul. It will have no emotional context to the song because it's not about the technicality of your music. It's about how it feels when it's being received by the listener. And that's how the artist is going to first hear it. They're going to hear it like a listener. They're going to either like it because it's connecting with them, or they're going to like it, but it has zero connection with them. You know what I mean? Or they're going to hate it. Those are the 3 fields where your productions are going to land. And if they hate it, then it's going to sound like this. Oh, that's cool, man. You got something else? You're like, oh, yeah, I got a bunch more. Hold on. But there it is. Nice and snappy. Nice and snappy. Keep that mix snappy. We're going to jump up to the drum bus here in a minute after we get through here. Now, here's a good, this falls back into, yep, come on, man. This falls back into no one gives a damn how you did your shit. No one cares. It doesn't make you special because you spent more time on something. You know what I mean? Like this kick sounded so good and it came from some weird loop. So I chopped up the loop, kept a little percussion element in there and EQ'd the shit out of this thing. Compressed it down. You know what I mean? And then that's my kick. And I took out, because it came from some weird loop, so I took out these fucking frequencies I didn't like to make space for the shit that's already in the song going on. And the bass. Like, by itself, that ain't nothing. That doesn't, it's like cool. It's got a cool little thump to it. It's good. It bangs in the club. I've heard it on a PA, like, but by itself, you know what I mean? You would sit here and be like, well, I need to work on this. Hang on, let me solo this channel and work for a half hour with the song solo. That is never what you want to be doing, man. Work on your stuff with the whole stuff going on at once, because no one's going to listen to one element in the song while they're listening to it when it's on the radio or when it's being pitched in the studio. It's about how the whole record sounds together. Yo, them drums are dope. It's funny because I said I did this record like a year and a half ago, maybe even a little longer. It's so basic on the drum bus. Nowadays I'm doing a lot more stuff on here, but this is it. This is all you really got to do. This is still what I'm just still doing that. I'm still doing this right here. I'm still doing the L2 and I'm still EQing, but I just got a couple elements that I add in my drum buses now that you guys will definitely see as I break down newer songs and stuff like that. But that's basically the element of my drum bus. If you take this stuff off, it honestly is gonna do a good difference. Just these few plugins, and remember, grouping your plugins on your drum buses in Ableton is so good. Just boom, 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 boom. Don't leave them all, and then having to go one by one, them bitches. All right. Yeah. All it's really doing, we're not gonna talk. Like I said the other day, we're not gonna talk about the million different ways to use a limiter. But this limiter is basically just kind of like spreading some cake around. You know what I mean? It's pulling some stuff up, it's pushing some stuff down, just a little baby bit, and it ain't even hitting the threshold. It's literally just doing some gain stuff. And then a little saturation, because I'm addicted to how drums sound through a Neve. I love a SSL, don't get me wrong, but for some reason I just love how slamming stuff through a Neve sounds. Again.
It's a weekend, you and me. We can go, go ahead. Oh, yeah, I'm the party. Oh, yes, It's the weekend, it's time to party. Call your best friends, pop Nirvani. It's a paradise, it's a wonderland. You know what's going on, and I understand. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Body on, body on, body on, fire. Body on, body on, body on, body on fire. Body on. We gon' freak all night. We gon' stay all night. We gon' play and fight. Body on 10, never seen a finer. I'm about to slide right up beside you. Cause you so hot, you make fire. I'm not here to waste your time. I'm not here to waste your time. No, no, no. You're my love drug. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Love drug. Come and fill me up. It's the weekend. It's time to party. Call your best friends. Pop Nirvani. It's a paradise. It's a wonderland. You know what's going on, and I understand. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Body on, body on, body on.
Yo, yo, yo.
Fire, body on.
Yo, yo, yo. Are we there? Are we there?
Body on fire, body on.
Okay.
You should be my pusher.
Sorry about
You
that.
should be my dealer, be my doctor, mama candy, and my hope. You're my love drug. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Love drug. Come and fill me up. It's the weekend. It's time to party. Call your best friends. Pop Nirvani. It's a paradise. It's a wonderland. You know what's going on, and I understand. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Body on, body on, body on fire. Body on, body on, body on, body on fire. Body on.
Oh my lord. I'm back. I don't know how that happened. It just cut out on us, man. Hopefully I wasn't blabbing for half hour with no microphone on. I think it just cut off right when at the last thing I was talking about after I finished the drums though. Let me know how long. What did I do? How much did you miss? Oh my goodness gracious. I'm so sorry about that. Let me switch this other channel real quick. It's just making me add new inputs for some reason. I'm doing this all on my own, you guys. I'm figuring out this streaming. I've been a producer in the music industry, and all this online and internet stuff is so new. I mean, we all know about audio and all that and this, but this streaming shit and OBS and all this stuff, it's definitely new. So hats off to these young guys who got it figured out and got their little shit dialed in and little pop-ups and everything. I'm going to have that in the next couple weeks, but we're getting this going. We are getting it going. It's getting better every episode. So 1 second, let me switch over and add a mic to this other channel, and then we'll be good to go. Cool. You should be able to hear me just fine. 1 second. Switch this guy over. Yes, sir. Are we still here? Cool. All right. So sorry about that, everybody, but we're back. Let's get back to it. All right, you guys, my bad. I don't even know what happened. Everything was working, and then those same inputs stopped working. Same stuff, everything's plugged in, just something, man. All right. Talking about this vocal, I don't know if we caught all the rest of the drums, but I was talking about the drum bus and how if you're doing a lot of processing on your drum bus, you're probably in danger. If you're finding yourself having to do crazy amounts of EQing and adjustments and all that, you're definitely in the danger zone. So it should have been mostly keeping elements raw and true to how they sound. If they sound good right away, they're going to sound good down the line. You just level them out, do a little baby EQ on them, and make sure that they're sounding good, you know? Like, it's pretty straightforward. I hope... I can't really talk backwards and go through all the drums, so I don't know where the sound cut out on the microphone, but we're just going to kind of keep moving it, and then we'll kind of touch back as we loop back around towards the end. So, yeah, it's about keeping it simple, though. You know, I got the vocals up here. We'll turn them on here in a minute, but you've been hearing the song as I go back and forth, so you know that it meshes well together. There's room for the artist to do what they want to do, man. Like, look how many elements there are in the sounds. I wouldn't even count this. It's just like a cool texture, this vocal, you know what I mean? It's doing its thing. What's this vocal doing, too, by the way? Let's tell you what it's doing. It's been processed to here in China and back, but it definitely has a CLA unplugged on it. That's one of my favorite atmosphere plugins. And then it's EQ'd, and then it's definitely being ran through a wave center plugin and taking all the center out, probably -6 on the center, just so it leaves room for the vocal to do its thing. And then it's on an auto pan for sure, left, right, so it's getting out of the way of the vocal. You see how simple it is, though? You don't need... obviously, me right now as a producer and whoever would hear this beat, you as a producer, you would be like, oh, you could add this and you can do this and down, you could add a bunch more stuff for sure. But maybe a lot of that bunch more stuff is the vocalist. Maybe a lot of that stuff is left to let the actual artist have their idea and let them fill their space. You want to meet them about 50% in your productions. You know, if you finish 100% of that beat, you're trying to turn your beat into a song. It can't be a song until it's made into a song, until you have that harmony of meeting an artist and putting it together, you know what I mean? Or maybe you send your stuff out, you know, like, and it gets found, and then boom, that's a song now. Now it's 100% to your 50% and their 50%. Happy little chords too, man. This little stabby, so simple, straight chords, little staccato bounce. Come on, man. This shit is so straightforward. You see how simple it is. It ain't changing up a lot. It will change up in the verses. Yep, it's pitched down. That's all octave down. And a little filter on it. That's actually the pre. So you'll hear the verses. Hear the hook. That's the B hook too. That's the back end of the hook. Boom, pick it up. Be back. It's like the B section of a song, but inside of a hook, to where you let that hook drift and the listener almost like gets to reset before you go into your verse. The arrangement is so important in a song too, and there's so many different things you can do. Don't think that there's only a couple ways that you can arrange a record, but it's so important that it's the right way for that type of song or that BPM or that key. But it's all simple as shit. I'm telling you. And then this is a counter. So take a look. You know what this is too? You guys, straight up. This is probably this, reversed, flipped, and then sectioned out to where it's just coming up as an answer off of the calls. So call and answer. That's a big thing in dance music. Space. Answer. Call. So simple. So simple. Don't fill your songs up with so much that nobody can write a song to them. It's scary business. All right, so let's move on. That's the sounds. I could go here and... Oh, here's a sound too.
100 million, get that.
Come on with it. All right, I'm just messing with you. All right, check it out. We're back. So the 808, obviously important. It's a slapper. You want to get some bass in there. You don't want to just be a little cardboard box banging around. You know what's crazy too is nowadays I'm pushing my bass so much heavier. I would definitely probably boost that up. I would see what I got going on in this little thing. It's probably around 4. I've got a little, see, I was being a little timid back then. It's about a year and a half ago I made this beat. Don't be afraid. Probably don't even need that. Yeah, sounds better already. Trim that bottom. See? I'm telling you. I'm doing different stuff all the time. Every so often, every year, every 2 years or whatever, you'll change your whole approach and workflow. And it's funny because over the years, mine has just gotten simpler and simpler and simpler. If I could rewind and talk about how I made records 10 years ago, it was so much going on. Oh my God, I was doing way too much.com. So my transition into modern music and pop music and trap and R&B, it was funny because it was just about doing less, doing way less. Like, listen to this 808, this bass. Just give it space so it can do its thing. It's got a little bit of glide on there, but not so much glide that this is crazy. You know what I mean? You don't want to... Like I said, we're making modern music. You're not making dance music. You want to take some of those things that you may be good at with dance music and tone them back and figure out how to use them to your advantage and not your disadvantage to scare people away. Because there's so many cool techniques in dance music, but like a lot of them just ain't going to fly in a room full of R&B writers, and you're going to have to figure out how to adjust your skill set so you can meet people where they're used to being but still be yourself. You know what I mean? Pretty simple. That's the record. I mean, just in case it cut out while we're talking about the drums or anything, but that's it. It's so simple. We got our snares, which is a clap. We got 2 versions of the same little guy right here, a lower version, a higher version frequency-wise. That's all it is. And then a slider. Skrunk? Yep, come on, man. It's in the Tams. We talked about that. We talked about the drums. Let's go back to the buses. There's not a lot about on this bus, and that's what you want to be doing. Nowadays, I have a few more things on my bus, but I'm talking about there's not a lot about movements. There's not a lot of EQ going on. There's not a lot of crazy stuff. If you're having to go crazy on a drum bus, then you need to back up and work on your individual elements and bounce them and maybe take off 60% of the processing and let that record go raw and then treat it down the line. You know what I mean? That's probably a better idea. But yeah, I hope this helps you guys out a little bit. It's an amazing song. You know what I mean? Like when you hear the beat by itself, it's a dope beat, but it's like you ever heard some of your most favorite songs and you hear just the instrumental, you're like, oh, this is cool, but then you start getting subjective. Oh, you could have done this and turned this up and done that. It ain't about how it sounds by itself. It's about how it sounds as one, as a record with the artist when it comes out. This record is already out. It's on Spotify. You can go listen to it right now and feel it as a song. It serves its purpose. It was supposed to be in the universe. You know what I mean? Don't fight it and try to make it what you want it to be. Let it be what it's going to be, and and use your experience as you go and make things simple and don't do too much. Those are my biggest points, you know? Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I mean, let me switch over and let's talk to you for a second. Let's see what's going on. Hopefully my chat might, I might have to do this real fast. Let me go ahead and play the song too. I tell you what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and play the actual record now that we went through the beat, because we checked out the beat. We could go back to what we were just talking about how it feels as one and not a beat. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't be finishing it to be a song. It ain't a song till an artist gets a hold of it. So let's take a listen, and then we'll jump back. I'll talk to you real quick, and I think that's pretty much it. I don't want to talk for 10 years about a beat. You know what I mean? Like, we all make beats. We do. I'm just showing you my workflow, and I'm not even really showing you my workflow yet. I'm just introducing myself and what I've done slowly. We're going to start with record by record. We'll break them down. We'll start getting into live cook-up sessions. We'll start breaking stuff down in Pro Tools. We'll start doing a whole bunch of big records. We'll do a bunch of stuff that I've been a part of, but we're going to literally start focusing on the stuff that where I'm at right now. You know, I love these artists. I want to introduce some of these artists as I introduce these beat breakdowns. I want to just kind of keep flowing and doing what I love and introducing myself to the internet. This is so new. I've never done any of this before. The streaming, all that stuff. These guys got it down. I'm like, this is day 3 for me. So sorry about the technical difficulties, and you know what, each episode we'll just keep working it better. You know what I mean? We'll keep dialing it in and making sure we don't make the same mistakes. So hopefully you guys can learn something from these videos. This is the main point that I'm trying to make. I'm trying to do some stuff to where you guys could really learn from and not just, oh, cool, look at my beat, and I did a song and blah, blah, blah. That's not what this is about for me. You know what I mean? I want to build a community to where we can help each other grow in our goals, and we can take a listen to each other's beats. We can check each other's songs out. We could just keep growing on here. You know, Twitch is an amazing thing. You know, Discord's an amazing thing. So I'm new to it all. And, you know, hopefully we can keep growing from here. So let's check it out. I'm going to play the song, and then we'll connect real quick, and then that's it. It's super simple. So I don't want to make it more difficult and complex than it really is. So.
It's a weekend, you and me, we could go ahead. Oh yeah, I'm the party. Oh yes. It's the weekend, it's time to party. Call your best friends, pop Nirvani. It's a paradise, it's a wonderland. You know what's going on, and I understand. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Body on, body on, body on, fire. Body on, body on, body on, body on fire. Body on. We gon' freak all night. We gon' stay all night. We gon' play and fight. Body on 10, never seen a finer.
Hear me trying to sing
I'm about
back
to
here?
slide right up beside you. Cause you so hot, you make fire. I'm not here to waste your time. I'm not here to waste your time. No, no, no. You're my love drug.
When you see Snoop, you know what time it is.
Love drug. Come and fill me up. It's the weekend. It's time to party. Call your best friends. Pop Nirvani. It's a paradise, it's a wonderland. You know what's going on, and I understand. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Body on, body on, body on, body on fire. Body on, body on, body on, body on fire. Body on. You should be my pusher. Be my dealer, be my doctor, mama candy, and my hope.
That boy can sing though. Like, come on, I can sing.
You're my love drug. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Love drug. Come and fill me up. It's the weekend. It's time to party. Call your best friends. Pop Nirvani. It's a paradise. It's a wonderland. You know what's going on. And I understand. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Body on, body on, body on, fire. Body on, body on, body on, body on, fire. Body on.
Yeah, man. That dude can sing, though, man. Come on. I need all my little sound effects and stuff right now because I would trigger right now. Like, yeah, that'd be cool with the little things that pop up. I'm working on that. I'm trying to get this whole channel dialed in. But, man, that dude can sing, man. That Caleb Jermaine, Nirvani. Definitely check that record out, dude. That is a fun one. I had so much fun doing that beat. I remember, no bullshit, no capping. I remember sitting in the studio with him. I can't remember exactly who was with us at the time, but homie came. It was at my other studio too. My old studio. Homie came in and we were talking. The beat was playing and he was like, "Yeah, bitch, yeah, yeah, bitch, yeah." They were like, "Oh shit, that's it. Load it up, run it. That's the one. That's the one." And then we just went and busted that record out in like 30 minutes, man. That's how we do it. You know, we don't take a long time to do the beats. We don't take a long time to write the songs. We don't take a long time to record them. We do them in a sitting and move on to the next record and let it be what it's supposed to be. You know, we don't overthink it. We don't try to make it into something it ain't gonna be. You know, just let it be what it is, man. Have a good time, have fun, and make that record go. Come on, that record went. So I appreciate everybody, man. I hope you guys like that record, man. Let's take a look at the little chat. I gotta get my chat dialed in over here. What up, Gabby? What up? Man, sorry I have my mic all messed up. Hopefully I'm back, man. Hope you guys can hear me again. So I'm getting the OBS all set up. You know what it was too, you guys? I used a new program today, and it's cool. I think I'm gonna keep using this program for sure, but I'm gonna get it dialed in. I'm gonna get it a lot more dialed in each time. This program gives you a lot more features and stuff, man. I've been really researching a lot of people's stuff, and I'm trying to keep it simple, but have it cool. You know what I mean? I got to get my alerts going and all my stuff dialed in on here. But enough about that. Yeah, just I hope you like that record. You've seen how simple it is to make a beat that is quality, and it will go in any studio. Like, if Caleb wouldn't have picked that song, I guarantee you a different artist would have picked that song. You know, like it's just the way it is. Let's go back and check it out real quick, and then we'll slippity. But oh, I see. You know what? I fucked up. Yep. It's fucked up when you smoke weed all the time and shit. You get high. Put your chat box behind the space. I see I spaced out and put chat box behind the space. I was like, wait a minute. There we go. There we go. I got to fix this chat so I can read it too. That's Snoop Dogg. When you see Snoop, you know what we're doing over here. You know that there's stuff going on the webcam. But all right, let's go back. I'm going to scroll through it one more time, and then we're going to get out of here. You know what I mean? It's what it is. In case we missed anything, cover anything. Just a couple little elements in the drums on the top. Just crashes, spaced out. You know, you got a tambourine, and then the rest is just like a couple claps and an element to give it some syncopation. That's really what's giving it that bounce, is this channel, you know, right here. This guy right here, these perks. You hear how these can be a little washy compared to my drums. You'll notice that I do my drums pretty dry. In modern music, unless I'm doing like a record that obviously is an emotional record, every record's emotional. All the mixing's emotional. But if you're doing a record that where you can add more space to something, and the whole drum should sound kind of like washed out, or those things happen all the time. But in trap and R&B and stuff like that, a lot of your hits, they're gonna be dry hits, and then you're gonna add some atmosphere around them, and it's gonna kind of create that that cut and those things. That's how you get your drums to hit and sound powerful and clean through a mix. That's something that people used to ask me all the time. How do you get your drums to sound so crisp and clean through the mix? And because I use one kick in like one snare and one clap, and I EQ them together. Like I don't use 10 kicks layered up and all, you know what I mean? I find stuff that works from the jump, and I make it simple, and I leave space. You got to take in consideration the tempo of your song, what key it's in. All those things matter with how the transients are going to react in the song. So if you're just throwing a random kick in your song and wondering why it sounds like a wet, flat tire, then you know what I mean? Maybe you should just scroll like 7 more kicks down, and there's one that works. Boom, bam, done. You know what I mean? Like it's like that. You know what I mean? It straight up is like that. It's so common sense related and emotional related to making a song that an artist will want. It's not even funny. You got to forget all your bad habits and all the crazy dance music stuff and all the fucking whatever your background may be, and you got to take yourself out of the equation for a second when you're producing records that you want someone to take, because it's not about you. It is about you're creating, and God creates through you, and you want to make a dope record and all that, you know what I mean? But you also want to keep in mind to what the purpose of that song is there to do. And if it accomplished its purpose 3 hours ago, and then you kept working, now you got something completely different that may not work. It still may be good, but there's things get to a point where they do not get any better. They just get different. And I guess we're going to leave you on that, because that is a great point. So just, we'll talk more about that in the future. How do you know when you're done? That's a big thing people say too. How do you know when a fucking song is done? Well, because if you don't, I honestly have the luxury a lot to be around artists too, my whole career. So like they'll jump up and stop you. They'll be like, no, that's done. Don't add nothing else in that beat. That fucking shit is done. And you're like, dude, it's like fucking 8 elements. That's all it needs to be. You know what I mean? Like, how do you know when you're done? Boom. That's a good question. So we'll jump in on that maybe next time. So we're just going to keep it moving. I'll play the song one more time on the way out. I appreciate you guys. Please, if you got anything useful out of this video, then follow this channel, man. I'm going to keep doing this shit. I'm going to break down a whole bunch of songs. I'm going to break down a bunch of mixes. I'm going to start cooking up on live here as we move forward. And, I appreciate you guys, dude. Been doing this shit a long time. I've been blessed to be with A-list artists to random artists, and I've never been able to share that online or do any of those things. So hopefully I can give some kind of knowledge to you guys to where you can put these in your songs or your beats, you know what I mean? And they can help you in just a little bit of way. So even if it's just a little bit, it's a lot. So come on. I'll play the song one more time, and I appreciate you guys. Go follow Caleb Jermaine. Check out Nirvani. I hope you like the record. And, yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Boom shakalaka.
It's the weekend, you and me. We could go ahead. Oh, yeah, I'm the party. Oh, yes. It's the weekend. It's time to party. Call your best friends. Pop Nirvani. It's a paradise. It's a wonderland. You know what's going on, and I understand. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Body on, body on, body on, fire. Body on, body on, body on, body on, fire. Body on. We gon' freak all night. We gon' stay all night. We gon' play and fight. Body on. on 10, never seen a finer. I'm about to slide right up beside you. Cause you so hot, you make fire. I'm not here to waste your time. I'm not here to waste your time. No, no, no. You're my love drug. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Love drug. Come and fill me up. It's the weekend. It's time to party. Call your best friends. Pop Nirvani. It's a paradise. It's a wonderland. You know what's going on. And I understand. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Body on, body on, body on, body on fire. Body on, body on, body on, body on fire. Body on. You should be my pusher. You should be my dealer. Be my doctor.